Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down. You're listening to the On the Gunline podcast midweek memo for the week of May 25th, 2021. Look at me jumping ahead a fucking month already. Hope everybody's doing well out there. If you're watching this on the YouTube, that's my homeboy, my co-host, old Dowden. If you're watching it, that was his little feminine giggle that just popped up where he went, and yeah, well, thank y'all for coming over here and go on and pop a squat, man. And let's get to it. For those of y'all that are just new listeners, we usually just hang out here, just talk shit like we would on the gun line. I do 2 episodes a week. This one is the midweek memo where me and Dowden and Urena usually come in here and just talk shit about what's going on in the world.
Or whoever else. Sometimes you jump into some more deeper conversation, like last week.
Last week we had a conversation about American culture, and I think we could pick up from there. Just to add, and on the weekends I do what's called the shoot the shit episodes, where I just hang out, me one-on-one with a fucking with a guest, and we just chop it up, hearing his story about the military's prior military service, or before the military, during the military, and usually after the military. And then, we just chop it up, and then, or we'll have returning guests. They come and just hang out and just shoot the shit, man. Like we did in the military. The whole reason this came about was because as a civilian, I find myself very quiet lately because I just can't seem to talk to fucking other civilians. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on from there. Just a quick one. If you're watching on the YouTubes, if you guys are digging the shirt that I'm wearing, go ahead and head out to onthegunline.com. There's a link there to the merch store, and you can pick yourself up one of these. This is the Willie Pete. All right, I got a whole line of them. Got all the HE, got the 105 rounds, got the 155 rounds. Go on and help support a brother and his hopefully one day be able to quit his job and do this full time.
Full time.
I want to be the Joe Rogan of the military podcast community.
Oh shit, motherfuckers aiming for the moon over here.
Fuck the moon. I ain't Dogecoin.
What everything going to the moon today? It's kind of rough looking.
I don't know, brother. I done dumped my shit out of Doge already.
I'm still in, but it's a rough go at it today.
I bet. I mean, it's still in the 30s last time I checked, right?
I looked at it earlier. It was below the 30s. Okay, it was. Let's see what it is right now. I'll look real quick. It is It's at 34 right now.
Damn, that's not bad.
It dipped all the way down to, mine says like 29 and some change.
Word.
Well, 29 cents is still change, but some more change after that.
I got you. Dude, you missed a good fucking topic last week.
I did, but I got to listen to it on my way down to Midland. So I listened to that one, and then I listened to you and Stout talk shit about me. So that was fun too. I knew that was going to happen, so it was okay. But yeah, y'all's Midweek Memo last week was awesome.
It was. I really enjoyed it. It took a little bit more of a turn than I thought it was going to be, but all in all, I think it gave what our cultural fucking identity maybe.
It was very deep, and it was good to hear others kind of in agreement and kind of change. It was nice to listen to everybody talk, and there were a lot of similarities, and then there were some differences, and then I think some people may have been enlightened by others' ideas on it as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I hope people got out of it. Like, everybody has their own perspective on things, their own views, and some people align with others, some people don't. But at the end of the day, they all somehow or another culminate together to make this one fucking
one idea.
It's one America, And I want to throw this out there, man. I know I normally call like the first Americans or the Native Americans, I call them Indians and shit like that.
Not dominant Indians, but other Indians.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start retiring that, and I'm just gonna call them the America's First Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Call them America's OGs.
You know, they are America's first, and I would love to hear, you know, from their perspective as well. Like, you know,
I think the only Indian person that we may know from the military might be Palfy.
well, I know a couple. I know Palfy, Jumbo, um,
I don't know no
Eagle
Jumbo.
Bull. Yeah, these were guys that I met throughout the career. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, in our time, we only had Palfy.
Yeah, we just had Palfy.
Yeah, and he's I want to say he's Lakota Sioux. So,
Yes, I believe so. Yeah,
and then I mean, all white people say that they're fucking Cherokee in some way or another, though.
I'm not. I'm totally not. But I know a buddy of mine. He's like whiter than white, country, like farmer, all this, and he has got Indian in him.
Right on.
I'm like, well, I
First
mean,
Nations.
if
First
that happens, do what?
They're the First Nations now. They're
Sorry, the First
how
Nations.
about tribal Americans? I like tribal Americans, to be honest.
That's pretty culturally correct, I think.
I think so because they lived in tribes, you know,
Yeah,
in the Americas. So I mean, I just
the casino owners, you know, you could the casino tribes, you could call them that too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, dude. I mean, I want to get their perspective as well on it, but let's Charlie Mike, man. I was just playing a video for you earlier regarding fucking necrophilia. You know what I'm saying? And for those that don't know what necrophilia is, it's the process in where um people fuck the dead.
That's a great way to put it. I thought you were going to get all like technical and look it up real quick and get the exact. Oh, you are. That's what it looks like.
No. I'm trying to shut down my laptop, my work laptop.
Oh, that way they don't watch you. Good idea.
Right, that's the last thing I need. But nah, dude, I thought it was real for a second, and thank God I did my due diligence on finding out that it's not.
Yeah, we may have been giving out some false news during this. People might
Yeah,
have chastised us for it.
I know. You know, us give fake news. I mean, this ain't the Daily Show. You know what I'm saying? But dude, no, it made me wonder. Like, can that shit even happen though? Can somebody get pregnant off a dead man's nut?
How fresh is the body?
Let's say within a couple of hours.
I'm not a medical doctor by no means, but I would think it's possible.
I
Maybe.
mean, but doesn't the dick have to get stimulated? I mean, like, how is it gonna get erect if there's no blood pumping? And what pumps the blood is, I mean, what pumps it up is the blood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Any doctors out there, y'all let me know.
I'd like to think that it, or I don't. I wouldn't like to think. I would think that it might be possible. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
I mean, if Urena was here, he'd tell you something about the simulation. You know, in the simulation, do you really die? What happens?
I know, right? Well, before we jump ahead, let's go ahead and discuss what's going on in the world today. Apparently, today is the 1 year since George Floyd died, since he was killed.
True.
Is that correct?
This is. I think it's today, or was it yesterday? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of news anymore, but I think it was today.
Yeah, because I'm wondering. There was some kind of a shooting that happened, right? There was
was.
something that occurred over.
I was watching a video, and the news reporter was out there talking about what was going on and everything, and I guess some people started fucking popping some rounds off and shooting them motherfuckers.
Mm.
Now I would like to think that that area is supposed to be very peaceful and whatnot. I would like to think that that's probably not how that guy wants to be remembered, regardless of what all the other shit that's gone on over the year.
Right.
If I died and I had a little deal named after me, I wouldn't want people fucking doing hood shit.
Right. Especially when that's not the image you want portrayed about you.
I mean, you're just adding insult to injury after that.
Word, man.
And I certainly hope none of them called the cops because of it, because that was the place that didn't want fucking no police anymore.
Dude, for real. Dude, you sent speaking about cops, you sent an interesting article. I didn't get to read it. Something about happening in LA with the defunding.
Was it LA or was it Boston?
I think it was LA. I want to say it was LA that I think. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I wasn't able to read it because I was busy. You know, some of us actually have to work.
Ooh, Motherfucker, no, you didn't. It was LA. 33% murder increase. I'm gonna pull it up and look at it.
All right, go
It
ahead.
slashed the Los Angeles police budget by 150 million. And once they did that, the murder rate increased 31%. So now they are talking about not only giving them their 150 million back, but a little bit more.
But I mean, how does defunding them make an increase in the murders?
Well, they defunded them. Officers quit. They're down. I think that article said like 380 officers.
Oh, okay. So that's
So,
I was trying to see what the correlation was. Like
yeah.
how did the money affect? Now, I mean, if that means that they got rid of fucking cops, then yeah, there's a direct.
I'm sure a lot of cops fucking like it with any big cities. I mean, a lot of cops fucking left during all of this last year for the fucking everything. They went to other cities that were more accepting of police officers. Which, I'll be honest, if I was in any of those cities and they were basically defunding and doing this and doing that, and I didn't, fuck it, I'll go move somewhere else that's more open.
Yeah, I mean,
Florida's trying to poach fucking officers right now. I think they've got big billboards and all sorts of shit trying to poach them.
Well, I mean, what sucks is, I mean, they're getting pushed in, or all pushed into the same fucking to the same fucking the same bad shit. They're all being labeled, as shitty cops. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have, I don't love cops. I don't hate cops. I just don't deal with cops at all, if possible. Because
I'm the same way. Like, I just don't. Not to say I don't love them or hate them or whatever. They've got a job to do, just like fucking everybody else. Right. But I try not to have interactions with them, even though I do break, speeding laws and whatnot a lot.
I have a bit of a more hate than love for them simply because of where I grew up and simply because of the
a lot of history
experiences. Yeah, simply because of the experiences. Now, I'm not gonna lie and sit here that I say I was a little fucking saint, when I wasn't. You know what I mean? I did do some knucklehead shit.
You'll find out.
What's that now?
Listen to a few prior podcasts and you'll find out.
But yeah, so I mean, with that, I did cause a lot of fucking interactions on my own, but there were also various interactions that were deemed unnecessary. There was no need for constant harassment by them coming by my house, trying to fucking come into my house, and when they beat up my brother, they pinned a gun on him at one time. He got time for that shit. And so I'm not saying that they're all like that, but there's that lowly few are the ones that give the rest of them a bad name, and I know we shouldn't generalize. We shouldn't do that because, I mean, that's the same thing with a race, right? You start blaming one fucking said group, all of a sudden people have that fucking fear of them.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's true. But I mean, certain people have certain fears of the officers or police officers in general, just because of like, look what the news media here
right.
in the last year or so has done. You've got it because of your experiences early on, whether they be because of what you did or because of what you didn't do.
Right.
Everybody's got, I mean, I'm sure if you look at, I'm not going to say that. I'm sure if you look at people that have big hatreds for police, the 90% of them have had a lot of interactions with them.
Right.
For various reasons. Some, kind of like your instance, not provoked by you, just because there's bad officers out there. I mean, there's bad ones, there's good ones, there's ones that just want to fucking retire and don't give a shit anymore.
Exactly. And you know what's fucked up, sticking with the whole cop topic, is I think one of the things that needs to get done, I don't hold a PhD. All right. I hold a DD 214. That's it. That's my fucking degree that I have. And but with that, I think that, in my opinion, what could be done better is to integrate the police within the society of where they patrol. You know what I mean? Okay, for example, I'll put it for the oil fields. Motherfuckers go out there, work 2 weeks, back 1 week home, and then back to 2 weeks, right? So they rotate their shift. In other words, let these motherfucking cops stay in the area where they live, kind of like the firefighters do. You know what I'm saying? And let them patrol, let them live out there, and that way they can. And don't just drive around, walk the beat, get to know the people you're supposed to be protecting, the people you're supposed to be policing, and rather than looking for crime, how about just walking around and getting to know your community, and then preventing the crime from happening.
Because a lot of times, I mean, if you do that, people are more willing to come forward with information on things because they're like, all right, he's been walking the beat, he's been coming in the store and drinking coffee in the morning with
Right.
everybody, eating lunch with everybody, no matter, the gangbanger or the fucking blue collared guy. Like, does it really matter? As long as you're out there trying to do the best you can. I agree. There should be I'm not going to call them foot patrols. We'll call them walking the beat because it's a little different. But I think they should live in the areas they police in.
Oh, definitely.
Especially in the bigger cities.
Definitely.
And you should try to recruit people out of those areas that or you're maybe having more problems with. Recruit out of there. Do some more public outreach. Don't just do whatever and just call it good. I don't think that's the right way to do it.
Oh, I got you.
This could be my podcast now because Danny's gone. There ain't no telling what he's doing. Facebook world, any world. Did you see? I'm sure you can still hear me. Did you see what I sent you about your great state of Texas and what they're doing? They now have a fully armored police boat that is going to be deployed in the Rio Grande.
I did see that. I thought you were going to talk about something else, which I'm excited about.
The open carry?
Constitutional carry.
Oh, constitutional carry is what they're calling it. I did see that. I didn't read it all, though.
No, I'm just excited that the bill's passing. And,
are you surprised? Are you scared that it wouldn't? It's fucking Texas, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. I think it's great. I just hope that it goes back to that conversation we had about motherfuckers that open carry instead of concealed carry.
Yeah.
There's going to be all these John Wayne motherfuckers thinking that they're going to walk around like Clint Eastwood as well. You know what I mean? And
that's the part of it that I don't like. I get it, you got a gun, but if I was going to rob a store and I walked in there and 4 guys had guns, I'd shoot those 4 before I fucking did anything else.
Right.
The first 4 fucking dead.
Exactly. That's the beauty about being concealed carry. Motherfuckers don't know if you're armed or not. You'll fuck around and find out.
That is the nice part about it right there.
Yes, sir. Fucking dude, how's work going for you?
Oh, down here in Midland again. I got to spend 2 weeks at home. I got my week at home working from the office at the house. And then last week, the kids got out of school Tuesday. So they're out. And I got to stay home the rest of the week on that. And then I took Friday off because we're going to the lake this weekend with the family.
Hell yeah. Memorial Day weekend is coming up. That's a great topic to talk about right now as well. I put a thing on the Facebook, on the Gunline Facebook page. If you guys haven't gone to follow it, go and follow it and like the page. It's called On the Gunline Podcast, I think it is. Or On the Gunline.
I think it's just On the Gunline.
Yeah, check out the On the Gunline Facebook page. Go on and like it and subscribe. I put on there though, like with Memorial Day coming along, a lot of civilians, they'll go and say thank you for your service. You know what I mean?
But that's not what it's memorial. Like, we are trying to remember the people that aren't here that fought.
Right. And that's where I was going at. There's a lot of people out there that I've heard, or they're pretty like douchey about it. Like, oh, it's not for us. It's not a happy Memorial Day. We get it because to us it hits different, because we served. So it hits a little bit different. So I think that it's a great fucking teaching moment. If they say thank you for your service, and happy Memorial Day, just tell them, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But, just wanted to inform you or to let you know Memorial Day is to remember those that have fallen or that didn't make it back. You know what I mean? And that way you take that moment to teach them. And it's gonna happen. People are gonna say Happy Memorial Day, Happy Memorial Day weekend. And all I could try to tell people to do is just, I just tell them like thank you and just take the time, 30 seconds of your time while you're grilling your burger or whatnot. Just take a moment of silence, to remember them, to honor them, because not everybody's religious, not everybody's gonna pray, but
No, all those people that are dead fought for freedoms. That way they could grill the burgers, drink the beer, hang out with their family.
right.
No matter what war it was, some people go back all the way back. They were still soldiers, the Confederate and all that shit. They're still soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
They were American people. They made a really huge difference, but yeah.
That's a very good talking point there. Ooh, think about that. Let's put it out there, Gunline. What do y'all think? Should during Memorial Day, should Confederate soldiers be memorialized? Should they be honored? I mean, they were fighting for a cause they believed in, and it had to do with slavery, but it also had to do with state rights. So, being that slavery was one of the key points. However, not all the I got a question. How many of the regular foot soldiers that fought in the Confederate War actually had had slaves? Probably none.
I don't think foot soldiers, like families of the foot soldiers, you don't think of that?
I don't think that. I think that the motherfuckers that owned slaves were probably officers and above, or politicians.
Or didn't fight.
Right. I think that your average soldier that fought on the field was just a motherfucking country bumpkin who heard that they're trying to fucking take their rights away, and off you go.
I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Like the men on the totem pole are doing all the fucking heavy lifting, and all the people who are pushing the agenda are hanging out, living in their big old plantations, just doing what they do.
Yeah, or kind of like, let's go back to the Vietnam era. I don't know how many deferments Trump had, for fucking shin spurs or shin splints.
Yeah, you probably look at all those fucking politicians. You really get on either fucking side. I'm saying politicians. Oh, yeah. Look on either side.
Look at Clinton. Yeah. Clinton fucking drafted he dodged the draft. The only politician that was up there that actually served his country was Ron fucking Paul.
Really?
Ron Paul, he was a fucking flight medic.
No shit.
Or see, I don't even know. Surgeon. So I'm just saying, there's motherfuckers that'll talk shit or be quick to send your ass to war. There's others that won't, but like you said, it's generational as well. I think that also that back in the old days, it was it was honorable to serve in the military.
It was.
People look
back. My granddad and his granddad and my dad, my uncle, they all served. I'm sure back in those days, it was very honorable to serve your country. Brought a great sense of honor to your name and just being part of something.
Yes, dude. I put up a question on the fucking. I need to go on the Gunline to the Facebook page. So
here's a question for you. If we're talking about military service.
Yeah.
Do you think that the way Israel, the IDF, does theirs, where it's a mandatory service, and then you're put into reserve until you're like 40? What do you think about that?
So that's a very good question. I actually had that discussion on a midweek Memo with Kowalczyk. We talked about, like the draft and mandatory fucking service, and the one thing that we have within this kind, we talked about it with Stout when Stout was on here. I should have texted that motherfucker, see if he wanted to come on. Fucking send him an invite. But fucking
you want me to text him? I'll text him.
Go ahead, man. But the thing that sets us apart from a lot of militaries is that we're all volunteer. You know what I'm saying? So
but I don't think for them, I don't think it's a bad thing for them. Like, I don't think people are like, oh, fuck, I got to do this military service. Damn.
Right. I get that. But
I think they're very proud of it.
But here's the thing. if it was something they were proud to do, then they shouldn't have to be mandatorily or obligated to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I think that
Yeah, I see it that way.
it's our freedoms. You know, how free are we if we're being told we have to do something? Dude, while we're on that subject, I'm so sick of these fucking unmasking vaccine motherfuckers. I'm so tired of them, bro.
Get vaxxed or wear the mask.
Dude, I got shit because I compared it, and I didn't compare it to the Holocaust. I did not compare it to the Holocaust. What I said was, because he said, get vaxxed or wear the mask. You know, it's your choice or something like that. The decision is yours type shit.
Is he gonna make it a law?
Well, here's the thing. Like, so you're not giving me a choice. You think you're making me feel like I have a choice, but you're telling me they're where that
you have get vaxxed or don't.
Exactly. So, and what the funny thing about all this bullshit is all these motherfuckers that are fucking pushing the agenda of get the vaccine or wear a mask, bitch, you have the vaccine. What are you worried about if I wear a motherfucking mask or not? It's supposed to be fucking. Here's the thing. And then they try to say smallpox, the measles, the mumps, polio, all that good shit. All those things were cured. All right. They were curable. They were cured. All right. Yeah. Isn't that the point of a vaccine, is to, prohibit you or stop it from you passing it, to kill the virus per se, right? I'm not a doctor. I don't wear a lab coat.
But kill the virus. It's more like a herd immunity.
Okay, but here's the thing about it, Dowden. Here's what I trip out on. If you got the motherfucking vaccine, why are you still wearing a mask then?
Because here's my thought around that is, people, I have not been like a mask wearing person. I will do it if I go into a store and they're kind of like, would you please wear one? Okay, I got you. I'm going into your store.
Right.
I will do that. Out in public, kiss my fucking ass.
Amen.
But I think people are so used to wearing it that even if they're vaxxed, it's like a safety precaution. I think it's in their fucking head. Like, I've been
exactly.
Maybe it's like an accessory, like a necklace now, or a set of earrings.
Dude, I'm surprised I haven't seen a blinged out mask yet.
Oh, I've seen one at Norman, had all the fucking jewels on it and shit, looked all pretty.
Was it a black guy?
No, it was like a fat white Karen.
Wow. Huh, that's new. I thought it was gonna be like, you know what, black folks, they'll probably get a mask with the teeth that have grills on it.
It has what on it?
And it'll have a grill, all bling blinged.
But dude, a face mask, like a net gator deal, that looked like a cowboy, had a big old mustache, a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
Dude, it trips me out because it's over with, y'all. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you. And it's just funny to me to see it that it's happening now. Of course, Biden's gonna get all the credit for it, and I guess because whoever's in office at the time, they get the credit. It is what it is. But honestly, don't go telling me that because I don't have a vaccine. Don't go asking me if I'm vaxxed or not. First of all, if you ask me, are you vaccinated? I'm gonna say yes. You know why? Because you're not being specific. If you're asking me if I'm vaccinated, fuck yeah, the Army vaccinated me against all kinds of shit. Plus
all sorts of shit.
You know what I'm saying? And dude, a lot of people don't understand that this vaccine, it's not even FDA fucking approved yet. It's approved for emergency use. You know what I'm saying?
Because to actually get something approved and go through the FDA process takes fucking years. Years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not done over fucking night.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is going to be the mesothelioma in 20 years. Do you remember taking the vaccine?
Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Yep. Yes, I'm combing my hair. Yes, Dowden.
You need to rub some Soul Glow up in that shit.
That's Soul Glow.
That boy good.
Yep, dude, I'm telling you, man. I mean, I'm just so done with it at work. I'm hoping that they finally put it to where it's voluntary, whether you want to wear a mask or not. But the shit that I had going back to the whole the whole Jew thing. What I was saying was the reason that that it sounded Hitlerish. I think I said it sounded Hitlerish because it said you have a choice: either wear a mask or don't, or either get vaxxed or wear a mask. That's not really a fucking choice. You know what I mean? You're hmm?
He gave you two choices,
Yeah, but they're both against my rights.
and this is true.
So, and then again, how are they gonna fucking go ahead and figure out who is vaxxed and who isn't?
They've got that card. You know, you get that card whenever you get vaxxed.
Fuck that card.
Hey, but I did see where there's fake cards. People are making fake ones.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even, dude. Fuck.
Is that going to be like a passport before too long? Before you go anywhere, you got to like show your vax card.
Dude, I guarantee you, I know where it's gonna go. I guarantee. You want to hear this?
I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
You know how on your license you have restrictions?
Oh shit, he's going here.
I'm telling you, there's probably gonna be some kind of a fucking little emblem that says like, Corona or COVID-19, like immune. It'll have like a little circle with the no and the COVID-19 in it. I guarantee you. And then it's gonna be because like veterans cards, like people have their veteran IDs. You know how to say like veteran on it. That's what they'll have, and that way they can go ahead and say, "Can I see your ID, please?" They'll check it, and then if it doesn't have it on there, then guess what? You're not allowed in this establishment.
I think too much pushback on that shit,
dude. There's many more fucking people that would rather just fucking give up their fucking freedoms and rights to avoid the pushback or to avoid fucking an argument than there is that'll actually give pushback.
Wow, I can tell you right now, I ain't fucking getting. Maybe 5 years from now, if COVID's still a fucking thing, 5 years from now, maybe then. But after the vaccine has been properly tested, and I hope in 5 years from now we're not seeing like you're saying mesothelioma. Did you take the COVID-19? Bro, like I'm just curious to see what's going to happen in 5 years.
I'm curious to see if it's going to become one of those necessities to get a driver's license. You don't want to get the vaccine, then you can't get your driver's license.
So they basically force you to do something you don't want to do.
Well, think about it. Like right now, a lot of people are saying like, look, when you go to school, like when you enroll your kids in school, they have to have their vaccinations, right?
Yes.
And so they're saying, well, what's the big deal now with why don't you do that with the corona? And again, to your point, nigga, this shit just came out last year. How do you come up with a fucking cure the same year that the goddamn virus came out?
Didn't they just now approve one of them to finally allow, like, was it Pfizer, that kids can now get the Pfizer shot?
They could suck a fat dick. I was having a conversation with my 8-year-old, and I asked Sophia, I told her, hey, how do you feel about the vaccines? And she was like, well, dude, we're talking about an 8-year-old, my 8-year-old daughter. And I told her, how do you feel about getting the vaccine? And she's like, well, I'm still a kid, and they don't know if there's going to be any kind of side effects when you get older. And I looked at her and I told her, you know what? I'm fucking proud of you for saying that. If anybody ever asks you why you haven't gotten a vaccine for that, you give them that exact same fucking answer, because you're still a kid and you don't know what side effects it's going to have in you when you get an adult.
If adults want to talk to me about why I'm not doing it, that's fine. But nobody need to talk to my fucking kids about getting vaccinated. That's none of their fucking business.
Well, you know how kids talk to other kids.
Well, kids talk to kids. I don't even think either one of my kids know that kids could even get the fucking vaccine. Like, we don't watch news.
Right.
We don't do any of that shit. And we don't even talk about 90% of the stuff that goes on in the world in the house. I just don't give a fuck anymore.
Exactly, dude. That's where it got to last year, where I just stopped giving two fucks about anything, because every fucking time I put on the news, Black Lives Matter riots, fucking cop shootings, fucking Trump this, Trump that. And it's like, dude, I don't care. At first I had empathy and sympathy, and finally I just gave a fuck. I don't care no more. I don't give a fuck. Because
I like watching the news at night, but me and Katie got to where it was like 90% what's going on with COVID, and then 5% local news, and then the other 5% political shit. And so I'm like, well, fucking, why watch the fucking news anymore? Like,
You're watching the same shit over and over
it
and
was the
over again.
same day. Like today's totals of people who've got COVID is this. Today's deaths are this. Who fucking wants to see that shit every day?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Well, it's because the news used to be unbiased, and if there was bias, it wasn't as fucking as in your face as it is nowadays, you know? And that's why I can't watch news. I try to watch the local news, but you know, all they show on the local news is fucking shootings and
Well, I'm talking about that was our local news. So the local news station we watch is not owned by any big. It's owned by people in Oklahoma.
okay.
It watched like fucking national news during that time. It's getting better. Like we're starting to kind of watch it now, and it's because it's kind of getting them what I like to call the rainy season in Oklahoma with tornadoes and all that shit are. So I gotta watch, gotta get some weather in me. It hits about 10, 13, 10, 14, but they're getting more off of the COVID political shit now.
Yes.
And we try to watch it, and even some nights I'm all like, God, we'll switch it to something else for fucking 10 minutes and watch till the news gets on or till the weather gets on.
You know, it's a trip. Like, I wish people out there would realize how much the media is owned by the left. And I'm not trying to get political here, but it's going to get a little bit political. All last year, all you heard was the negativity of Trump. All of it, all fucking year. Why? Because the left owns the fucking media. Right now, all you're hearing is all the positive of fucking Biden, which honestly, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I haven't watched the news. If he's done anything good, hey, good on you. But honestly, I have not heard anything positive. I heard that we didn't even fucking deal with Israel and Hamas. We stayed out of that. Let the Egyptians take the lead on that. Meanwhile, when Trump was in office, and I'm not a Trumpster, y'all, but when Trump was in office, he was getting fucking peace agreements going on between Israel and fucking Arab countries. So
maybe Biden didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Let them hash their own problems out.
And that I'd be okay with as well if that was his stance, but that's not their stance. I'm okay with letting motherfuckers handle their business.
Wasn't he trying to give them like more missiles or something for their Iron Dome, and they were all like, "Oh no, we're not doing any of that." I think I saw that on the news.
Dude, I just don't get it, man. But let's move on from. We did already a little bit of military topic. We did a little bit of a political topic, right?
Yeah, you brought the political topic on.
Yeah, that was on me this time.
Political, you know.
Let's go ahead and move on over to crosstalk.
Ooh, what do you got tonight for the crosstalk?
Tonight's crosstalk is going to deal with the coronavirus.
Oh shit!
But get this. Was brought here by aliens. All right. So for those that don't know about the crosstalk is a segment that I brought up in memory of our good friend Cruz, who was a co-host for a while here on the Midweek Memo. He wanted to have conversations that were conspiracy theory or just like, you know, off the wall type fucking topics like aliens and fucking simulated worlds and just, you know, conspiracy type shit. So this is in honor of Cruz, which in English is cross. So Cruise Talks has turned into Cross Talks. So hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm gonna listen with an open mind here.
All right.
Let's hear it.
When the Europeans crossed the Atlantic Ocean and they came to quote unquote discover a land that was already found and inhabited, they happened to bring with them things that were not natural or of origin or not something that wasn't indigenous to the land of the Americas.
You're talking like diseases?
Like diseases, like viruses. So what I'm thinking is aliens already landed among us, have assimilated, and they're brought over the coronavirus.
So this would coincide with like the Black Plague and shit like that too, then, right?
Anytime that there's been a fucking virus like that we have no idea where it came from, it's got to be from aliens that came down here to fucking live amongst us.
So you don't think it's from people building it in labs?
Now, the plague, though, I think that came from rats.
Yeah.
So, but this one, they're saying it was built in a lab. Come on now, let's be real.
Well, I'm not a doctor. It's possible.
You know what? It's
Do you
possible.
think an alien come down? Do you think, okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll with this.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna roll with this here. Do you think that, like, let's say, okay, there are aliens. They said 200 years or 2,000 years from now, this virus is going to become active. Is it just like a push of a button for them, like a light switch? Do they just turn it on whenever they feel like it?
No, no, no. I'm thinking what's going on is that it's probably aliens or it's probably fucking a species from another fucking world that they're trying to locate. Or they're like, think about Columbus in their days out exploring, but put it into a broader perspective of aliens out there exploring. Think Star Trek. And they find this land, right? And they're like, well, let's go explore amongst these people. And they were like, hey, let's go to the most populated area so that we could just intermingle. They won't notice us
Nobody will notice us. We blend in.
because they're already short. You know what I'm saying? Asians are short
You're
motherfuckers.
saying all aliens are short then?
They are. All aliens are like, if you've watched the documentaries, they're always like fucking 4 feet tall. So they don't have to do much changing. They already got slanted eyes, you know, so that, because they're big and slanty, so they just gotta minimize it. Dude, it's easier to become a fucking Asian if you're fucking an alien than it is to become a fucking Russian. You know what I'm saying? So I think they did that, blended in there, and then somebody coughed on somebody else, bro. And bam, you got the coronavirus, just like they had the young motherfucking just like they had smallpox when they brought it over here. You know what I'm saying? By the Europeans.
Now, here's a question. We'll go back. Do you think the aliens being here in our viruses, do they take those back to their planets because they've been on our planet?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So
Think-
that, and you know what? Hey, gunliners, we'll put that out to y'all because see, I have multiple theories on aliens. I have one theory where I think they're from the future. I think they're just our evolution, our, you know, our inevitable evolution is to become these people, and they in turn come back in time more like on a, I would say a field trip. I guess you could say like a historical trip to see things that happened. You know what I'm saying?
So you think we eventually evolve into an aliens? I'm not going to say the alien race. I'm just going to say aliens.
Yeah. The human race evolves into the alien race. I see it this way. Look at Neanderthals. Look at all the cavemen. What did they used to be like? Super fucking tall, hairy as fuck, right?
Yeah, but that's coming from, how do we really know, like, other than the bodies they find, but how do you really know, like, what a caveman looked like? Is there a picture of a caveman?
Well, there's people that went to school for a very long time to learn how to
Maybe the books are wrong.
guesstimate. they learn,
Gotcha.
they guesstimate, you know, it's science, goddammit. You can't argue science. But I mean, I'm just saying that our natural evolution seems to be shorter, less hairy. And, you know, there's a lot of things out there that I think of, but I think either that, so either aliens are among us, or they're finding a way to eradicate us like they did with the fucking dinosaurs. That was an experiment gone wrong, get rid of them. Cavemen, experiment gotten wrong, get rid of them. Humanoid.
I like both theories because the first theory, what was it? The Mayans who built those pyramids, that they didn't have the technology to build, and then they just disappeared.
Dude, how do
Where
we
did they go?
how
Where
do
did
we say, and I find it funny that they say that, you know, that these people were uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? You know, until the Europeans came, you know,
they were very, I don't think.
they
I think that's where history gets it wrong in my eyes. Like, they were probably extremely fucking civilized for that time. Like, the fucking Europeans just brought over their bullshit.
exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. They're called like the Maya civilization. These motherfuckers built pyramids. They had their own culture. Now, was it the European culture? No, it was different than European culture. So to them, they were savages. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason that these motherfucking Europeans won is because they have boomsticks and fucking horses. You know what I'm saying?
Weapons and ships,
Yep.
more advanced weaponry.
Yeah.
I also see your other deal is Earth just a big ass fucking experiment for a bigger race?
Dude, you need to watch Rick and Morty. And there's this episode where there's a tiny verse, a mini verse.
Said I hadn't watched Rick and Morty in forever.
Oh, dude, I go to sleep to Rick and Morty. But yeah, dude, it's just one of those things. Like, we could fucking, if we can believe, all right, and I'll bring theology into this. If you can sit there and believe a book that was written thousands of years ago that states that a man came, died, and resurrected 3 days later, why is that so hard to believe that there might be life somewhere else?
This is a true story.
You know, that's how I kind of like evolved with my thinking, like even on religion, like with the Muslims and shit like that. You know, because I was talking to my Turk when I was in Afghanistan, and we were talking like, you know, they have the same stories we do in the Bible, just told a bit differently, but they're the same fucking stories, bro. Abraham about to cut up his motherfucking son, bam, same story. You know, Noah's Ark, bam, same story. They got the same fucking stories, just different names.
And it's probably worded differently.
Yeah, you know, and but here's the thing I talk about, like, you know, because people say like, oh yeah, you know, how can Muslims believe about fucking 72 virgins if they kill themselves? And I go back to, okay, how do you believe that a man died, was buried, and then 3 days later resurrected? I'll wait. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean, yeah, if you can believe that, why can't you believe that they have 72 virgins waiting for them? They might all be
exactly.
dudes, but I mean, that's cool.
Exactly. Hey, dude, I mean, I wouldn't want a virgin personally. 72 virgins? No, thank you. That means that I have to teach you how to fuck. No.
No, you make them all watch, and by the 72nd one, they're all like, or 72, they're all like, oh shit, I know how to do this. I've been watching.
Dude, can you imagine 72 bitches under a rag at the same time? Because you know they're all in sync.
Oh God, no, I didn't even think that far into it.
You know what
Oy.
I'm saying? Fuck that. Y'all keep y'all 72 virgins, Chief. I'm good. I am fucking good. But so that's this episode of Crosstalk. What do y'all think about this virus maybe being sprung on us by a bigger race trying to disseminate the species of the human race? Because we're 7 billion people, y'all. 7 billion people.
A lot of fucking people. Maybe they're trying to thin the herd right now.
Exactly. That's
Trying
it.
to set everything back in place.
Well, I've heard some things about fucking the billionaire,
Elon Musk,
the one that's getting divorced right now.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, I heard like he had something to do with it as well. I don't know
Man,
what the theory is.
I didn't look into it. That they were talking about that early on, that he was helping, I want to say, develop one of the vaccines. He had something to do with it, and I don't think it was financial wise. I don't know.
Right.
I didn't look into it very much. I just heard it and I was all like, "Whoa, Bill Gates! Well, he's got fucking money. That makes sense."
Rich. Yep. Makes sense to me. Dude, I tell you, it's just one of those things, like, you never know, man. You never know.
I mean, the universe is very big. I don't know. They say like we've only explored like X amount of percentage of it. So
Dude,
there's probably there could be another fucking Earth out there.
bro, there's more fucking galaxies and planets than there is sand in the world. Sand. Grains of fucking sand in the world. So with
A lot of
I
galaxies.
wonder, can you imagine all these fucking different cultures and species, how it would be if they all interacted? That'd be fucking crazy, dude. With that, let me segue. Since you missed out on the fucking on the culture podcast, um, what is your thoughts on it? Like, what is your idea? What comes to mind when you think American culture?
I think, and a few of the guests Wednesday had it right. We're fucking arrogant. We American think we think we're number one. Can't nobody fuck with us. But I also think in this country, if you fucking work hard and put your mind to something, you could be a fucking Bill Gates. You could be an Elon Musk, even a fucking Joe Biden. If that's what you want to do, fucking put your head to it and fucking do it.
Keep talking. I have somebody at my door.
Uh-oh. It's probably immigration coming for the Mexican. So gunliners. Yeah, I mean, being an American can mean a bunch of things to a bunch of different people. Um, to some, it might be immigrating from a country that is less fortunate than we are and building a business, owning a small business, uh, becoming a senator or a president or fuck a number of things.
Dude, how did your perspective or what about your thoughts? For example, like when you were a kid, what were your thoughts on American culture versus what it is now? Because I don't know about you, but for me, my ideas and thoughts of what American culture or American identity back then changed and evolved with as I got older.
Yeah, I think mine evolved as I got older as well. I mean, as a kid, you're not necessarily sheltered, but I mean, you don't fucking watch the news. You don't pay attention to fucking what goes on anywhere else. You're a kid. You just want to play around and have fucking fun. But I can even like my differences in how I thought things changed dramatically whenever I joined the military. On how I looked at life and looked at being an American and doing things like that. I think as you get older, your mindset evolves on everything.
Right.
The way you see things are, um, if you're influenced by this person or that person, your ideas, let's say 5 years from now, I'm talking to somebody. Hell, my ideas might change. Somebody may be able to change my mind, and I'm not necessarily. I'm going to say I'm a grown man because I act like a man child sometimes. um, Anybody can influence you. You know, your mind's change. The way you see America changes as things go on. Me right now, I'm kind of sad to see the way the country is and how fucking divided we are.
Oh yeah. I think, the more I think about it, like I growing up, I was doing some thinking about this. I don't know why I didn't bring it up, but growing up, there was a show called The Wonder Years. And
Oh, the one years they had one girl.
dude, yes.
Mm,
Winnie.
mm, mm.
Winnie was my girl. But here's the thing. I grew up side by side with Fred Savage on that show. In other words, like when it came out, I was in the grade that he was in. So I related so much to that kid, even though we were in different decades, eras, and I know it was a show and whatnot, but there like a lot of the shit that I saw, like that's what I thought Americana was, like that is what America is. Unfortunately, I was in the ghetto, so it was a little bit different.
It's a different kind of America for you.
Right. But that was my perspective of what America was. That was the American culture. That was the American identity, not necessarily. And you know what? Now I'm going to go to something else that's completely different because it just popped into my fucking head right now that you said about America being at war with itself. You know what I think, Dowden? I think that America's been at war with itself since the fucking 1800s.
Do you
It's
think we're headed towards another Civil War type deal?
No, I think we're beyond that. I think we're headed to a more segregated country, but it's going to be segregated by choice. So, and I guess it won't be segregated, it'll be separated because segregated is when you're being forced to isolate your culture or your race, and
Yeah.
separated are doing it by choice versus,
Yeah.
and so I see it going that way. And it's unfortunate, that luckily, I think that's only going to last maybe a decade or so of this happening of this movement.
That's too
Because,
fucking long.
huh?
That's too long. A decade? You
Yeah.
figure if it goes on for a decade, it may take 2 decades to fucking dig ourselves out of it.
Well, here's the thing, though. There's so much interracial stuff going that pretty soon there won't be a fucking just a white identity, a black identity, Mexican, Hispanic. Everybody will just be an American identity.
So now that you're saying that, something just popped into my head. and this is just a hypothetical deal, so
Yeah,
bear with me on this. Do you think it would take another 9/11 type event to bring the country back together?
man. We had an event 1 year ago that had the opportunity to bring everybody together.
But
Every
everybody didn't. No, nobody was together on that.
Yeah, I think the majority, of the world or the majority of the country seeing that man die on TV, on live TV, that brought a unity of like, what the fuck? Okay, he's wrong. No matter what, he's fucking wrong. He's as wrong as two boys fucking. And there was an opportunity there to unite. Instead, it got flipped and fucking riots happened and the protests happened and the protests escalated to riots, and that went to shit because the whole narrative of George Floyd being fucking killed on TV went and became a racial thing rather than a police brutality thing. You see what I'm saying? Everybody was united on the police brutality aspect of it. Fuck the race part out of it, but
I think anybody that's yeah, I agree with you. The police brutality side of it, anybody could have got behind that. Like,
exactly. And we had it captured there. We had lightning in a bottle there. And all we had to do was everybody united and fucking protest. You could even throw in some of the race, like, yes, it's been happening for years, for decades. Now it's just more visual. That's why, but this is why we feel the way we feel. But when you take it and you start burning shit down,
it becomes an entirely different deal.
The narrative has now changed. So the opportunity that we had,
they ruined the opportunity to bring the nation together, is what you're saying.
Yes, it was ruined. And I had this discussion with Hunt, that this was the one golden opportunity to unify America behind one cause. Well, you have those idiots out there saying like, oh, he deserved it, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but I have them. And those are the same people that say, oh, he's a nigger. You know what I'm saying? That's them. You're never going to change their fucking mind no matter what. They're always going to say that the black man's inferior. If you're not this, you're inferior. But it goes the opposite way too. Because I've heard many a times, black folks say, oh, the black man is a superior race to the white man or the brown man. So I've heard it. It goes all fucking ways. Just because a white man said it, it's racist, yes. But if a black man says it's racist too. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this bullshit that because a black man or a brown man said this shit, it can't be racist. Suck a fat dick. If you say something negative, there's a difference between being racial and being racist. I'm a racial motherfucker. I talk all kinds of racial shit, but I'm not racist because I don't care. I don't want to see people die. I don't think I'm smarter, better, or built better or smarter than another race. And I don't think that a race is fucking stupider than me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think
that are stupider to me, but I don't know a particular race that's stupider to me.
Right. And not only that, I mean, it's not like I don't hate people for the color of their skin. I see people for the color of their skin, yes, but I don't judge them for the color of their skin. That whole fucking narrative of, oh, I don't see color. Then you know what? You're not seeing the person or their shit that they've been through.
Then everybody sees color unless you're colorblind.
Thank you. Me, I tell them, yeah, I see color. I see a black person. I see a white person, but I see an American. That's what I want to I want to get rid of this whole narrative of white America, black America, Asian America.
At the end of the day, we're all American. Whatever your color is, you're an American. That's it.
Unless you're a tribal American, then you tribal.
Or the original American OGs.
They're the OGs. They're the OGs, man.
That may grow on me, tribal Americans.
I like it personally. I'm gonna throw it out there.
I think you should start using that every now and again.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you guys hear it, y'all heard it here first. Tribal Americans, coined on the Gunline podcast.
Coined.
Yeah, dude, I think we ran our course here on the Midweek Memo today because my dinner just arrived. That was actually what was at the door.
What'd you get?
She bought Domino's.
Oh, I ordered Domino's for Katie and them. So yeah, buddy.
Dude, I gotta finish this tattoo here already.
You need to work out a little bit more, do some sit-ups or something.
The camera adds, man. The camera adds pounds.
Sure it does. I mean, Baby.
Oh man. Hey, that was just a little bit of comedy effect right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Any parting thoughts or words out before we dip out?
No, everybody just fucking be nice to one another and don't do dumb shit. Especially on Memorial Day weekend. Look, don't get drunk and beat your wife or your kids. Don't be doing no doies. Have fun and enjoy yourselves, but do it like an adult, not a fucking retard.
Amen. And you know what? If you are gonna act like a fucking retard, act like a fucking retard around your other fucking retarded friends, that act like retards.
That way you can all retardedly go to jail together.
Amen. Speaking of which, I got something to show. I think I must have forgotten this. Hold on one second.
Somebody we know that went to jail?
I don't know if I was dreaming it or if it actually happened, but I could have sworn somebody sent a picture I thought I saw a picture of it. There was a picture. Oh, there it is.
He said, there it is.
Yep. Let's have some memories. I'm gonna post them up on the podcast, but on the whatchamacallit shitter. What's it called?
On the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page, but
oh my God. The infamous fire.
That's the infamous fire.
Look how angry it was.
I can't seem to get anything focused in there.
Hey, if y'all want to see that picture, get on the Facebook page here in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Or maybe tomorrow. Because, dude, they're not going to be able to.
Send me that. Oh, dude, send me those.
Yeah, Sanchez sent me these.
No shit.
So if you guys want to check them out, what we're talking about, and get a better, clearer view, they'll be on. There's Chooks right there.
Is that Hunt? Is that Lee Hunt too?
Yep. No, is it? I can't fucking tell.
You need them bifocals on.
There's Thrill Kill. I don't see myself, so I must have been gone by then.
But send me those pictures.
Yes, sir. I'll send them to you right now. Hey, y'all, once again, I thank y'all for being here on the Gunline podcast midweek memo. I always tell y'all motherfuckers to give me something to talk about, but y'all never do. So there it is. Yes,
have a good weekend. Don't do no dumb shit. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you for reminding me. Memorial Day weekend, y'all. Make sure y'all go out there. Just take 30 seconds of the time. If you're one of those that kneel for the fucking flag, at least fucking give some time to the dead, to honor our dead. So it won't take too long to just take 30 fucking seconds.
And if somebody over the weekend needs to reach out to somebody, call a friend, call your family, something like that. For some people, this is a different, this weekend kind of hurts a little bit more than others.
Yep. And, with that said, if you guys do go in that hole, in that rabbit hole, remember that your brothers and sisters that gave their life, that lost their life for this cause, whether you agree with it or not, they wouldn't want you being all fucking mopey. So, if you drink one to their honor, party up for their honor, because they'd be doing it for you. All right. I think that's a good note to end it on, man. Y'all have a great fucking family time and weekend. Again, enjoy your Memorial Day. Make sure you honor them. And I'll
probably will not have a shoot the shit Friday.
There will not be a shoot the shit Friday. I will be in an undisclosed location that I can't discuss, but I can't really talk about it too much due to certain legalities. But just know that there won't be a shoot the shit episode. But I might fuck around and do a live on Facebook. So,
ooh, there we go.
All right. Y'all be easy out there, gentlemen. Rounds complete. End of mission. Gunline out. Bye, motherfuckers.